Welcome to the Mad Ones. I'm your mom. If you're watching or listening to this right now, this is not an episode you'll like, so go ahead and skip it, host Cam Harless. And with me, as always, is your likes her beer to smell like the wet end of a gas pump nozzle hostess, Miss Jessica Green. How are you doing, Jessica?
I'm doing good. I liked Whip's description better. He said it would taste like or smell like pine trees. So,
Well, I always typically described an IPA as if you soaked a pine cone in a jar of gasoline.
yeah, I'm sorry that you guys don't have adult taste buds and can appreciate the finer notes of the
Only thing
IPA.
worse than IPAs are IPA enjoyers. Before we get going, this show is 100% brought to you by the fans and patrons. So hit like, subscribe, share the show with your friends. We have all sort of topics we've covered. Share them with someone who might learn something or gain something from them. Also, join our Patreon for the occasional early episode, Zoom hangout, and eternal gratitude from me and Jessica by going to patreon.com/themadOnes. And if you want to grab a shirt or a tank and look more like us for some reason, we're themadOnes.com/store. But I have things to talk about, but I want to talk about them with our guest in the room. So tonight we're joined by the first among the boyos, a farmer, a family man, a bird owner, a woodworker, a cigarette-smoking incarnation of the American spirit himself, the man with the manliest hands in the game, and he's definitely more rugged than you, Mr. Whippin' Spoon. How you doing, Whip?
Howdy. Hey, y'all. Good evening.
And his beautiful lemon tree. Is that a lemon tree?
Mm-hmm.
That's gorgeous.
Meyer lemon. Yeah, it's overflowing.
So, obviously, before we get moving, I do have to, before it was named, Crushing Crispy Boys with Whip and Spoon, it was named Crushing Crispy Boys with Brad Binkley. Unfortunately, Brad had a bit of a family emergency, so he told me to tell you guys that he's sorry he couldn't make it and that he will make it up to you. So, I don't know what that means, but I shaved my head. I look like buddy. I'm going to. Well, see, that's what's so funny is because I'm wearing the black tank because it's Brad was supposed to be here. I have to rep the black tank, but I was sitting here in this camera, and you're repping the real shirt. But I had to wear the black tank, but I sat in front of this and I was like, I've got to put the hat on because I've shown you this, but check this out. Okay, so look at me now. I'm a bro, right?
Dude, man, just total bro. Porn star. Gay porn star.
I do gay porn on the weekends to make extra money.
Porn star.
So the hat, unless you want me to turn into, what's his name?
No, don't do it. It's terrible.
Oh, come on. Let's.
No, it's terrible when Tim does it. No. Nobody likes
facial
it.
Hair. That dude's facial hair can't really compare with yours, so it's not. True. It's unfair to him.
It is.
He would be jealous.
I told him to get a wig, but apparently he doesn't have one.
Do you know how expensive those fucking things are? Wigs are hella expensive.
Yeah, they are. I have a couple for undisclosed reasons.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
good talk.
If you'd like to know why I'm bald, it's not because I've gone insane and just keep cutting hair off of me and growing it back. In fact, it's because I need to go to the doctor because I'm having like random ass hair loss that I can't explain like too quickly. It's not like, oh, my hair's thinning over time. It's like, oh, I'm showering and oh, that's a clump. So I'm going to go get my thyroid checked and crap like that to see if something's amiss because it doesn't, it's not normal.
Cam, getting your hair cut and then it growing back is what most people do on a regular basis. Like we don't just let it grow until it won't stop.
So what you're trying to say is that I'm cooler than most people.
Probably going to have a check.
Yeah, you're going to have to get a finger up your butt for sure.
Yep.
Oh,
you're at the finger up your butt age.
I don't think I'm at that age yet. 33 is not that age, I don't think.
Isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
It's like mid-age. You have to get it. You have to get it.
You have to.
He will. He's going to palpitate and he's going to insert.
You say he like I didn't choose the cutest doctor I could find.
Just try to relax, Cam.
You don't want
lady doctors.
You don't want the cute lady doctor when you're getting palpitated and inserted, because then you
sure?
might like it a little too much. Yeah, you might find you like it, and then it's a different show after that.
But it's not a gay show, and that makes it better in my book.
It's fine. It's fine. It's your G spot. Just have her test your G spot. You're fine.
Right. That's what the test is for.
To test my G spot, see if it works.
Yeah,
see if
it works.
Yes.
It's the on button.
I
would have put the button in a completely different area, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, on the outside. On the fucking outside. Anywhere.
Oh, we hit a high note immediately.
You walked into Elephant Man, the episode that we typically do with Brad, which is like, hey, let's catch up on the whole month. Let's see what we missed. Let's talk about what we talked about, etc. And so it's essentially a venting episode, but we have Crispy Boys, which I've got.
Brad watches the news, though. Neither one of us watch the news. We don't know what the hell is going on. I get my news from Twitter. Like, I know that Elon Musk bought Twitter. That's the only thing I know, because that's all anybody's talking about on Twitter. They could have, invented the cure for AIDS. I wouldn't know, because all they're talking about on Twitter is Elon Musk.
The National Institutes of Health had some stuff leaked that proves that one thing that we're not supposed to talk about cures cancer, breast cancer. Totally fucking just cures breast cancer. That horse paste shit. Yeah, straight off the National Institutes of Health website. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Cures? Hold on. Breast cancer. Let's check that out.
That's what I read. I don't know. Pull that up, Jessica.
Get out of town. Yeah, ivermectin, a potential anti-cancer drug derived from... Oh, I'm not going to read that whole thing. I'll read that later. That's wild. See, I didn't even hear about that because...
I'm here to help.
Wow.
So
you did.
You tell us what we missed this month, Whip, because Lord knows that the only time I read the news is when I'm doing the propaganda report, unless it's something that's interesting enough that I feel like I need to follow the line all the way through.
So, curing cancer wasn't a big enough contribution. I can't just like hang up my hat now.
No, you gotta give me something.
Curing cancer to the table.
Yeah.
Let me see what else I can do. I mean, okay. So Elon bought Twitter, right?
Yeah.
We can talk about that. So, it's super obvious and fucking hilarious to see everyone screaming the quiet part out loud again. That's fantastic. Oh shit, one guy controls this. He could potentially... Ari Melbourne, this motherfucker, literally like has this whole spiel about, hey, someone could just silence a candidate or their reach and no one would ever know until after the election.
Wait. You mean exactly what's been going on already? Wow.
So you're seeing, I saw a tweet earlier today from, who the fuck was it? That gay dude, the gay Republican dude.
Gay Republican dude.
Aren't they all a little...
Yes, the log cabin Republicans. You can look that up.
Gay Republican dude.
Dave Rubin, dude. That dude.
Oh yeah. Wait, Dave Rubin?
Yeah, that guy. So I saw a tweet from him, and he was like, "Hey, Elon Musk, like, don't you think it's weird how like the New York Times has like a bajillion followers, and they can do something and get like 50 retweets, and I can put a banana emoji and a picture of a random 80s pop star and easily beat that." See next tweet, and then it was just a banana emoji and a picture of the oldest lady from the Golden Girls, the old
Sophia.
Sophia. It was just like a picture of a fucking banana and Sophia, and it got like 5,000 retweets or some shit, right? And then the next thing in the thread is Elon going, that does seem really weird. I wonder about that. Blah blah blah. I'm some sort of authentication that because like dude's hinting. Like, all I hear from this dude is, okay, we're going to remove the bots and authenticate real people. So what's that fucking mean, man? Does that mean, like, I gotta dox myself by giving a fucking ID like Parlor?
Yeah.
Do I
Yeah, I
have
thought
to,
about that too.
is it just some sort of, do I have to prove I'm not a robot by answering some shit? Okay, that's one thing. Is this a step towards a social credit score, a digital ID, some sort of a fucking, I don't know, man. I mean, what could it be that I don't know of yet? I don't know. But
Yeah.
And I kind of had the idea that we should probably hedge our excitement just a little bit because it's not as though Elon Musk hasn't pulled some shit before. Like it's not exact. I don't see how he would do exactly this, but like look at the shit that happened with Bitcoin. You know, like he bought into Bitcoin heavily. He got everybody really into Bitcoin, and then he sold it off and probably made a bundle for himself and tanked the market. So it's not like Elon doesn't have Elon's interests in mind, and him being like some free speech purist is, I don't know, it just rings of like that's the story. The story is that he's really into protecting our free speech, but he wants to make money. He's a money guy.
I just
well,
want
the
my name.
story. Go ahead.
I just want my name back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cam
that's all I
lost his
want.
account several months ago for telling the Prime Minister of Canada to eat poopies.
I asked him if he'd ever considered eating poop and passing away, and
Yeah.
apparently that was too much.
I feel like you were really
Comprophagia is a
polite.
thing.
Yeah.
Some
And you
people
were really
really
polite
are.
about it.
I'm offering solutions here.
Yeah.
I mean,
So Elon was like, let's not forget that this dude, this free speech dude, was a World Economic Forum young global leader back
Yeah.
in the day, just like Trudeau, just like Newsom, just like Macron, like so many of the villains on the stage. The hero of the moment also attended X Academy for Actors.
Well,
You know?
and it's like the other day, someone was asking if how people felt about Russell Brand and if he's based in Red Pill now, and I'm like, I can Google and find him in pictures with Klaus Schwab's son,
Right.
so he's obviously a limited hangout.
That's
mean,
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing. You don't get access like this unless you grease the right palms, you know what I mean? It's like if he were actually like a threat to the establishment anyway, none of this would have been allowed to happen. So, you know, this is all a pantomime for our pleasure basically.
Yeah, all the world's a stage. Yep,
Mhm.
exactly.
Well, let me
That
ask,
was
did you
Sir Francis Bacon, Shakespeare's best line, by the fucking way. Fucking great line.
So this month we did 2 very Christian episodes, one about the gospel, one about resurrection and like physicalism, which went into a place that I didn't really intend that episode to go, but it was really a lot of fun to talk about because it's like this is something that people don't talk about. But then last week we had the Mormon on,
That was fucking
ex-Mormon.
great.
And what did you think about that?
I think I want to be invited to that fucking movie party, is what I think. That dude, like, I'm not a big horror fan, so if we could swing it some other direction, I'd be very grateful. But, like, I really never thought about polygamy from a dude's point of view. Not once, other than, look, I guess sometimes that'd be a lot of work, you know? But, like, the line that struck me super hard, like, a polygamous dude with, like, 3, 4, 5 wives, like he said, like, you got to keep each little bit sectioned off so they each feel that they have their own section, but
Right.
in order to be able to do that, you have to, like, section yourself off so you're never even ever open with anyone. Like, oh man, what a lonely fucking existence, man.
That you can't ever be totally intimate with somebody because there's something you have to hold back because the other wife's confidence is dependent on you. So while they get to be totally open with you, you never have that ability to be totally open with somebody else. And it is really unfair to the men. Like we do view it in the context of women all the time. And maybe rightly so, because it is unfairly skewed. Like the burden of it seems unfairly skewed in the women's direction, but it's not as though the men bear no burden. And in fact, it seems like a lot of them are participating in this because they're brainwashed into an ideology, not because they want to be doing it. Because there's something probably pretty unnatural about it.
Well, he even
Mhm.
said that his grandfather didn't go into it on his own volition, but based on his grandmother's reading
Right.
and desires to do it, which is so wild because, like, I'm not saying that women have never been mistreated, but if you look at a lot of the homes in America and probably the world, women hold so much more power over these things than you'd ever think. Like you'd think that they were all mistreated all the time, but it's like, no, my wife can make me do just about anything.
That's sort of my theory on how like the Roman Empire was Christianized, how the Vikings were Christianized. Like militarily, these were stronger powers. The Romans took over everywhere they went. The Vikings, they absolutely decimated the Christian lands that they went into. Militarily, they destroyed them. And then they married Christian women. And those women converted those strong military powers into Christian people. It shouldn't have happened. It happened because of women. Like that is my yeah.
They have the power of the bedroom,
Yes.
and that's
I told a guy
powerful force.
I think it was Whitey Hotep today. We were talking about men who are married to like ultra woke wives, like ultra woke suburban wives. And he said, he didn't feel too bad for them. And I was like, look, Stockholm pussy syndrome is a really strong force. And, don't hate on the bro too much. It's not like he's not like under the thrall right now,
Yeah, there's no
Um,
such thing as Cockholm syndrome.
Yeah, it's a thing.
That's clever.
It's a thing.
That's clever. That's not as good as Stockholm pussy, but it's clever.
No, I'm just saying there's no such thing as Cockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I know.
I
know.
don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say anything else.
Let's just say that if me and my wife both separately got Tinder accounts and we both just scrolled and tried to match with people, I would get any fatty and she would get any dude on the thing. I would
Fair
get
enough.
like I would only get a certain demographic of women. And I know this. That's why I'm here. I lucked out.
Man, everything I want to say are things I should not say. They're funny, but they're deeply inappropriate.
I've traditionally had the worst luck on dating apps. Like, fucking, I don't play well on the internet, apparently. I don't represent well. I do fine in person, if I could shake someone's hand and say howdy, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But on the internet, people are not having it.
I think if something happens to my husband, I'm just going to have to become a nun because I don't think I'm like equipped to date in the modern era.
No, I'm not. Like, I have a friend who was complaining about Tinder, and he was showing me all of these girls like profiles, and the amount of like vaccinated, I'm a Pfizer girl, I'm this, it's like I don't even want to enter that world ever again.
Well,
hey,
now that you
okay, never mind. I
What?
thought my tortoise. Well, I thought my tortoise was stuck because he was shoving my fucking table across the patio, but he figured it out and backed up.
You should show
right.
Dante to the nice people.
He's down here, dude.
Holy shit! I wasn't expecting that. I expected like a little Mr. Turtle situation. That is a big ass tortoise.
Yeah, I don't know how to flip my camera around, but no. So he was moving. Where's that table?
Does he go in and out of like a doggy door in your house?
Oh no, I'm not letting him in the fucking house. No, he'll walk through the walls. No, dude. I saw this video this one time, and these people were like, okay, so we got this tortoise from a rescue, and he's like Dante's size, right? Like 7, 8 years old, like 80 pounds plus. With this fucking tortoise, they put him in a closet. And this dude burrowed through the wall and then through the next wall and then through the next wall until he found his way into the garage. And then he was fine.
Freedom tortoise.
Freedom tortoise. Yeah.
Right on, man. So
Yeah.
he's 6 or 7 years old. How long do they usually live?
The oldest one currently is
Isn't he like born in 1840 or something?
born in the 1800s. The oldest one we know of right now.
What?
Yeah.
18? You mean 1940?
No.
Mm-mm.
No. The oldest one in captivity
Oldest
that we know of
tortoise.
is something like 200 something. He's a sulcata, Sulcata. So you can look up the oldest sulcata.
When I typed oldest tortoise into Google, the first search term that came up is oldest tortoise gay. And I'm so curious as to what that means. No, okay, apparently there is a 190-year-old gay giant tortoise. It says gay. Why is he gay?
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? You are
I don't
gay.
know. You are gay. Why are you gay?
You guys, you both have seen that interview from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
I have seen it because of you. So yes.
Okay. That was the best. So
Yeah.
everybody on the internet knows this 5-minute clip of this Nigerian interviewer asking a transgender advocate, why are you gay? And you think, okay, this 5-minute clip is probably the funniest part of the interview. That's why we only get the 5 minutes. No. That video is completely worth watching all 2 hours of it. The hijinks only get crazier from there. That's the beginning of the interview. That's how the interview starts.
That's
Why
his
are
opener?
you gay? Yeah, that's his opener. Why are you gay? And she goes, who says I'm gay? And he goes, no, you're gay. Like, Nigerians don't give an F, man. Seriously. Okay, we got to find out why this turtle is gay.
So we feel bad for the men in Mormon polygamy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, the spirit blood thing was the most fantastic thing I'd heard in a long time.
Did you the Machine Gun Kelly thing? Is that what you're talking about?
No, tell me what you're talking about, because
No,
I'm talking
tell
about
me what
something
you're
else.
talking about.
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about the guy.
Great.
Do what?
Both things are great.
No,
Cam, you go first, and then Whip, you go.
When we were talking to Ben, and he was talking about how spirit beings can't have regular babies unless they become terrestrial beings, and how resurrected beings don't have blood like normal people. They just have spirit running through their veins.
Spirit blood.
And then I was just like, what does that even mean? Because there's no, like, it's just, and I said it in the show, but there's no, the word spirit that we get from the Bible, where they allegedly would have gotten it, this word means breath.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, you really think, right? Yeah, pneuma is the Greek version, and ruach is the Hebrew version.
Okay. Thanks.
And but it's just, how do you even get spirit, not blood? It's wild. I just loved every minute of that.
So that was the Nephilim, right? The Nephilim babies were the half spirit,
right?
Blood babies.
Yeah. So which is a much deeper conversation we've talked with Cody about before, but it's like the fact that they made Jesus into a Nephilim is just so fantastic to me, because it's like buying into what those like if you believed in the sons of God or whatever, that's exactly what they would want you to believe about Jesus, is that he wasn't special and that he was just a halvesy. Yeah. So it's
Halfling.
Wonderful. It's wonderful.
Jesus was a hobbit.
I don't think that's what halfling means.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Terminology I'm familiar with this word.
So what's up with Machine Gun Kelly? Because all I know about him at this point is that he's making really awful emo music, and anytime someone says anything about him on TikTok, he freaks out.
Oh, fun.
Oh, okay. So I said the word Machine Gun, the name Machine Gun Kelly, because I think that's who this is actually about. But when I posted this tweet just before I deleted it earlier, I thought it was about Prince Harry. And I thought the attractive dark-haired woman that I saw in the tweet thingy was whatever her face was that married the dude that Bram Stoker wrote the vampire book about. Like, that dude's descended from those people. Bram Stoker wrote Dracula about the British royal family that came from Transylvania or whatever and replaced the actual royal bloodline of Britain. And that's the royals they have today, the ones he wrote that book about, right? So I was like, oh, crazy, no doubt. Like, Dracula's scion is participating in blood magic. But anyway, it turns out it's just Machine Gun Kelly. And it's like this chick that he's with.
Megan Fox?
Yeah, was she in Transformers or something?
Yes.
She was, yeah.
Okay. I thought the one that married the prince was in Transformers, but I had that way wrong.
Mm-mm.
I don't know
No,
who married
and
the prince.
to be fair, that prince is not part of the royal bloodline. That prince is the son of a football player that Diana got with after she had the first son. That kid is not Prince Charles's kid, and we all know it.
You're totally right. You are 100% correct. And also, I saw a comment that said Ivan the Impaler.
Prince Harry.
Yeah. So Ivan the Impaler, yeah, that's who Dracula was written about. But anyway, that book was written about the British royal family, which is a descendant of Ivan the Impaler. And by the way, Prince Charles, the widow of Diana, now owns Dracula's castle in Transylvania. It's his summer home or something, but he fucking owns that castle now. So that's a thing. So anyways, this tweet was about, this woman was talking about how, like, they were doing ritual bloodletting as part of their life. It's just like it's their religion or part of their worship is to do ritual bloodletting. And she's like, I'm not going to say he, like, slashed his chest and, like, said, suck the soul out of me, but it did happen more than once. Like, so that's something that Machine Gun Kelly apparently does, and that his fiance is comfortable talking about.
Those two are so creepy,
right?
I mean, I don't know if you've heard a lot of their, like, clips about each other, and I think they may have each other's blood around their necks or something at this point. So Angelina Jolie crap. But, like, so Machine Gun Kelly was a rapper for a long time, and then he decided to fight with Eminem. And because apparently the story is Machine Gun Kelly had said that Eminem's daughter was hot, and Eminem's daughter was underage when he said this. And so Eminem threw a bar at him in one song. And so then Machine Gun Kelly thought, you know what, I can beat Eminem. And so he did this whole song called, I can't remember the name of his song, but he did this whole song and it was not very good. But then Eminem shot back with a song called Kill Shot and destroyed him. Well, and like Machine Gun Kelly after that, yeah, he stopped making rap and now he's doing like really shitty emo music with Willow Smith.
Oh, Willow. I know you grew up in a traumatic environment where your mom beats your dad all day, but you don't have to live like that. You can do better with your life, girl. I believe in you. Also, check out this image of
yeah, I know him as Vlad, by the way. Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, thanks, Vlad. Not Ivan.
Okay. I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. Okay, you see that? That dude next to the redhead, that's Prince Harry's actual father. Like, it's pretty effing apparent that they're of the same bloodline. I mean, not respecting the fact that William doesn't look like the Prince. Oh, what's the Prince? At all.
I just want to know who his father is, because it's not the first guy and it's not the second guy either.
Charles. Okay, so William doesn't look like Charles either, but irrespective of that, we have this redheaded kid and this redheaded dude that Diana used to like tool around with. and they look exactly alike. And I'm just saying that DNA is a thing.
Well,
Dude, that's one of
bring up the Justin Trudeau and Fidel Castro, because that is
Oh my
even
God.
more perfect.
Sure.
Like that's
I was gonna say Podesta and the dead lead singer of that fucking rock band, Linkin
Chester?
Park. Yeah. John Podesta and Chester, dude. That is that dude's fucking father, and no one will convince me otherwise.
Oh, this
They
is
named
wild.
the band after the military base, and fucking John Podesta was in that area at the time that Chester would have been conceived. Just saying.
So they have this side by side of Trudeau and Castro's face, and it is wild. I don't know if you
It
guys can see
is.
this. I'm not.
Oh
It's like
my god,
his-
that's like a
his-
jinx edit.
it's his own face.
Yeah.
Like that's the face. I'm gonna see
Well,
if I
then-
can find another one.
And see if you can also, there are also pictures of Trudeau, his mom hanging out with Fidel Castro, and his mom and dad, but it seems like his mom is having far more fun than his dad is.
I'm pretty sure
Falsely.
Jinx wouldn't give us. We could just play the Jinx edit and fucking be done with it. Like, you'll get it all in a minute 12.
Is that
I mean,
Trudeau's
look at
mom?
that. Yeah,
That is
and that's
Trudeau's mom.
Trudeau.
Yep, and that's Trudeau.
Oh my god. Look at their smile.
Look at their smile.
Oh
And
my
both of
god.
their father is Liam Neeson.
I mean, he does look like. Oh, look at this one. He really looks like Liam Neeson in this one.
And
Like
Chelsea
he's gonna
Clinton
find you.
doesn't
Castro
look
does
like
look like-
doesn't look like Bill at all either.
Not at all. Webster Hubble.
No.
Thank you, gentleman skeptic.
I
High
just
five that dude right now.
wait. What was his name?
Webster
Well,
Hubble.
Because I have a hard time believing that anybody ever like had sex with Hillary Clinton.
No. I have no problem believing that she would give her vagina to whoever would up her career.
Right. I feel, but you also have to realize that her vagina is the plant monster from Little Shop of Horrors too. So
A lot
It
of
just
people have
makes it-
called her hot when she was young, though. I'm not really into it, but
No, but I've seen it. She's definitely mid, you know,
she's mid.
She's high mid
okay,
for
hold on.
sure. And you throw a little money, you throw a nice college, a pedigree on that. It's a different story, dude. You know, you're looking at her now and trying to, you know.
Oh, I don't know. I might hit that. Hold on.
Have you seen
ever
Nancy
see that-
Pelosi young? I wouldn't. See, that's not in my realm.
would have.
But
Not at all. Look, she's pretty here. She's
nah,
she's pretty here.
she does look like Chelsea there. But let's look at that Hubble guy, Webster Hubble.
Webster Hubble. Okay. That's only like one of two human beings I've ever heard of actually
Watching
named
you
Webster.
type is hilarious.
I'm having some trouble here. Okay. So that's Webster Hubble and Chelsea Clinton side by
Oh
side.
my god.
There's something with the lips. I'm not okay. There's something with the
Dude,
lips
look at the
going on
chin.
here.
No, look at the chin too. It's in the chin.
It does look like a blend of these two people. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
I don't know. Oh, he is a horrifying man. Jesus. Okay, so Chelsea Clinton next to Carolyn Hubble, who I guess is Webster Hubble's legitimate daughter.
Those
Yeah,
two could be
I
sisters.
believe it.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but this guy's face made me think of. I'm gonna pull up this video. Yes.
He seems like he's a moist kisser.
Have you seen this one before?
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
American
That's
Express
succulent.
followed a man he thought was one of Queensland's most wanted to a valley restaurant. Minutes later, police had the business surrounded, then sent in a delegation.
Under arrest. Look, I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Democracy.
Appreciate the way he was handled.
See that chap over there? Take your hand off my penis!
It took 6 officers to restrain him. His major concern was the meal he'd left behind.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Eventually, they had him in custody.
Get your hands off my penis.
They picked that dude up to get him in that fucking glory. Oh,
Oh my god. Succulent Chinese meal. Oh dear. What was the charge?
well, it was a mistaken identity. They thought he was.
That wasn't
someone
really
else.
him.
It wasn't really him.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were doing that guy dirty.
Some
He was
dude.
right. He was right to worry about his succulent Chinese meal. And I believe him. I believe they touched his penis.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I believe
Oh,
him.
yeah. They
You
were
can
you-
see
waiting
the look at
to
it.
touch his penis.
What was that? Oh man, there's so many videos of people being pat down, and they're like, I've seen at least 2 where they're like, "What's this? Is this a gun?" And he's like, "No, it's my penis."
I mean, in a manner of speaking. I mean,
Did I ever show you the video of the guy with his that got brought to the ground and he was worried about his coins?
yes, I know about that one. Yeah,
Oh,
bring,
I'm gonna
bring,
find
bring
that.
That's a good one. Bring that one up. Yeah.
So who else? While I do that, who else is someone that definitely doesn't have the father they say they have?
I mean, pick any other kid on my street, probably.
Your streets. Are there a lot of upside down pineapples on your street?
My
I
youngest
mean-
brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Succulent Chinese meal.
I mean, it just, there's a lot of different kind of car activity when husbands are out of town around here. It's not like I will narc on anyone, but I notice things. I noticed that car is only there when he's on business. I'm the neighborhood watch over here, okay? I'm sure he's there just fixing the air conditioner.
That's not
I'm
what he's
sure.
doing. The air conditioner's not broken that often. He didn't take a single tool in that house. He doesn't even own a fucking tool belt.
I'm just saying. I mean, what's funny? Never mind. That'd give too
Dude's
much
got
information.
soft hands and no HVAC certificate.
He's got rugged hands. Because if he had
Okay.
soft hands, she'd just keep the husband around. He's got rugged hands.
All right. Good talk. Good talk.
Oh dear. I'm gonna give away too much information, and then it's gonna
Yeah.
be a whole situation. My neighbor's gonna get murdered, and it's all because of this podcast.
That's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna see
Yeah.
you on the fucking news. Sorry, I need a beer.
I'm so frustrated that I can't find this freaking video. It's so funny.
Try collectible coins arrest.
I'll find. Annoying.
I know my fucking saved images folder is full of memes comparing people and people, but really the Podesta and Chester one is the only one I
Did
can
you pull that
offer
one up,
ever
Jessica?
remember.
Pull up
What, the
Podesta and Chester Pennington?
I think it's with a B.
Bennington?
I think so.
Something.
I'm hammered and I'm trying to type Podesta and who? Chester Pennington. He seems like a man that will enjoy a succulent Chinese meal. Bennington or Pennington?
Bennington.
B.
Bennington. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at these. Yeah, look at these guys. Absolutely.
Big black screen. Oh, there we go.
What is this?
Fucking right there, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
found
those
it.
dudes. Oh, look at that. That's sweet how they're father and
is.
son.
It would be sweet if he wasn't fucking murdered for trying to expose the shit his father did.
Really?
Yeah, dude. You know he
Wait,
was
who is-
working on that documentary with Chris Cornell, right? When
No.
he died.
Bourdain.
then-
No.
Yeah.
About
and
Anthony Bourdain?
too. No, I don't think so. But Bourdain was implicated in that whole big thing that went around at that time.
For like a sex thing?
Well,
See, that's why. They're never going to let these people go down. If she's murdered, at least you know the husband watches. That's true. That's true.
he's one of the 666.
Oh,
Here's
this is
that
my
video.
favorite.
Back up.
I've only ever seen cut down versions, but here we go.
The full version is worth it. The hijinks.
I just want you to know, you ain't get me. I got you. Oh, it's tiring. I'm hot. Don't tase me. That shit just stings. My safe word is pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice.
Put your hands behind your back. Palms up. Put your hands behind your back. Both hands.
It's warm.
Stay just like that. Cross your ankles.
Ooh,
Cross your
we gonna
ankles.
take pictures?
Stay just like that. You understand me? Bring your ankles up to your butt.
Swap man, what's my safe word?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
That's how far I go. You think I'm in Pilates?
Stay just like that.
I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm out of breath. It was fun.
What the fuck did he tase him?
What are you doing?
Around you, dick.
Stay just
Cute.
like that. Stick this hand up just like that. Don't move it.
Word. I change it to peaches. No, I'll stick with pineapple juice. I like pineapple. Oh, watch your hands, boy. That's my. Don't do that. That's my lighter. It don't work. Don't do drugs, kids. Those are my quarters. You want to put those in your pocket? That has changed. You know how long it took me to acquire those? Some of those are limited edition. Well, that's my flash drive. Don't look at it unless you want to see Big D.
Big
That's
D.
my wallet. You have no. Ooh. And watch your fingers, booty hole man. He's strong. Ooh. No wonder y'all together.
No wonder y'all together.
Every strong man got a sensitive side. I like doing the weird shit. What's your safe word? Triumph. Gosh.
That's
You
why
need
he
help? I'll hold
tased
my
him.
boot for you. Now here's the thing. With these boots, they're sensitive. Limited edition. You gonna drag me down the highway? Hey, real talk though. In my car, I got snacks. Would you mind get my snacks for me?
Huh?
Taco in my car. I got snacks.
For real, if you're going down anyway, you might as well go down with a bang. I don't understand how that cop was not losing his shit entirely while he was.
Every
By
time
the way-
I've been arrested, I've made the cops laugh.
It's Quest's anniversary, so I want to say happy anniversary to Quest.
Aw. All right,
Happy
Quest.
anniversary, buddy.
Wait,
You
keep that
did
marriage
it.
together, boy.
Watch out there, booty hole man.
Quest, in regards to your comment as about the volume, pineapple juice actually changes the flavor for the better. If you were looking to increase volume, what you
Zinc.
really want to do is eat a lot of celery.
Oh, I'd rather die.
Just put
I hate
fucking
celery.
peanut butter on it, you pussy.
Dude, celery just doesn't taste good.
It's very stringy. I
it
give him
tastes
that.
like water. It
No,
tastes like green
see,
water.
And this is an argument that I've had with my sister-in-law. She says that celery doesn't have a flavor or a smell, and
No,
she's
she's wrong. Yeah.
And I don't like either of those things, so I don't want it.
Do you?
If
Do you like
it wouldn't be
cilantro?
part.
No, cilantro tastes like soap.
Yeah. Okay. Good. But then why don't I don't understand? I mean,
just
I don't.
like
I
celery,
also it does taste like soap, but I don't understand why you don't like celery.
'cause it's
You
not
are
good. I don't
both
like it.
genetic defects. I don't even know what I'm doing here right now. Okay,
Hey,
so
we were here first, so just because you got made and all of a sudden everybody can eat that fucking soap doesn't make you better than
Yeah,
us. It
it's
just
called-
makes you gross.
it's called an improvement. That's
She
how
also likes
evolution
IPA.
works. Yeah, that's right.
So
That's right. Your kind are not long for this earth. Adapt so that you can eat more things or perish. I don't know what to tell you. So, celery extract enhances sexual performance and improves sperm count. It may be because it appears to have inhibitive effects against free radicals, which can adversely impact fertility.
Mhm.
So, fellas, eat your celery.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna eat celery and
Well,
pineapple pizza.
It's
See,
not like a
pineapple
dude.
belongs on
with-
pizza.
Buddy, have you tried it with okay, so check this out. Try pineapple with, if you like black olive, throw black olive on there for
I
a
love
little bit of the
olives.
savory. Okay. So we went jalapeno for the spice and the savory, pineapple for that sweet, and it rounds it all down. We also throw black olive on there for more savory and a meat of your choice.
A
But it's
spicy meat.
really the jalapeno. It's really the jalapeno that balances out that fucking pineapple and makes it worthwhile. Pretty good.
Pineapple belongs on pizza. Hot dogs or sandwiches, and I think that there are more doors than wheels on the planet. There you go.
I don't even know how to answer that question.
Then wheels?
More windows than wheels?
Doors.
More doors than
Doors.
wheels.
Then
Yeah,
wheels.
you can say, you can name anything you want, but I want it to be true that there are more doors. So that's what I'm going with.
I don't know how someone would determine or even ask a question like that. Okay, so one website says that coffee increases semen, and then another website says that coffee decreases semen. Yeah. If he ate, so this comment says Cam has 5 kids. If he ate celery, we'd be overrun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All it takes is a
Absolutely
second of
true.
hesitation, and there's another child in my life.
Oh shit.
What are you doing? Oh, fuck. We're working on names.
All I know is that in the celestial kingdom, I'll still have my genitals, because I think that even with one wife, I've done enough.
Forgot about that
I'm not
aspect of it. Like, you don't get nuts if you don't. Man, that's fucked up. I really want my nuts in the afterlife, dude.
Mr. Almond Man wants to make sure his nuts are still around.
Yeah, I like them. I'm a big fan of them. I'm possibly the biggest fan of my nuts. I don't think anyone's ever
I'm
paid them
Googling-
as much attention as I have.
What are you Googling?
What almonds do for your sperm count? Because since we found out about celery, I kind of am curious. Oh, so a group that ate walnuts, almonds, and hazelnuts saw a 16% increase in sperm count, along with notable improvements in sperm vitality, motility, and morphology, which is the shape and size. Not a lot of people know this, but you can have a high sperm count with a high motility, which means they move around a lot. But if they're shaped weird, they can't get in. So morphology is actually really, really important. Additionally, these men also had less fragmented sperm DNA. In other words, their sperm was better equipped to make the long swim north. Someone wrote that in all deadly seriousness.
Love it.
The article is titled Sperm Health and Eating Nuts.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Videotape this, please. Oh my god, sir, he's taking his clothes off. Oh my god! He's white.
He's white.
He's about to do
Oh,
something
she's calling
awesome.
He's taking off his pants now. He's literally getting naked in front of us. Oh my god!
Drop trout, motherfucker.
Where are they?
Got that deep V going. Oh!
Ladies.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
That's it?
Is this some kind of mating call?
It is. This is the Klingon mating ritual.
Yeah, they know where we are.
He said, "Plug your ears."
Also,
Plug your ears. He's gonna do something loud.
The property. I'm the one that was in office with him when we started to.
I'm just waiting for the.
Giving them fair warning.
He's standing outside of our glass office, hitting the wall with a belt, cussing and sounding language. Did you not hear that? Wow! Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I don't know how about 25 staff members in here and some employees and some residents that are about to be hurt. Somebody can close this.
We're about to be pleasured more than they've ever been pleasured in their life.
Wait, how are his shoes off now? What happened?
He rolled his pants up.
He can't see. Just let him come in here.
He's demonstrating his virility. I don't understand why these women are so ungrateful.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lord. Okay. All right. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come in. Please continue. Oh my gosh.
That was kind of a fucking climax.
What
You
now?
can hear how excited they are.
4 of those women are pregnant already.
Here you go. I don't know if you noticed it. But he asked that dude if it was a weapon, and he goes, "No, that's my penis."
Wow. I don't know. I'm revved up now. to go kick the tires and light some fires. Hope you ate your almonds, y'all.
That man, as Gentleman Skeptic says, that man dips his celery in almond butter while shooting oysters.
That's right. That's right. I don't know why all
Yeah.
those women were so damn ungrateful.
It's quality.
He was giving them his best, and they couldn't appreciate a real man.
That
I'm gonna write
glass
him a
or
letter.
whatever was super strong. That shit didn't break at all. It's hella loud.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Watching a
Go.
policeman fondle a wiener.
So when I initially saw that video for the first time, it didn't include what he had done to get arrested in the first place. I'm so glad I've seen it. The Elephant Man says he was just unfrozen that day. He didn't know. It's not his fault.
So this has been a very
Caveman lawyer.
It's been a very deep conversation so far. Let's see. Is there anything? Oh, Jessica. You
Yeah.
had your first Orthodox Easter.
Oh,
you
we
wanna give
can't
us some
talk about
highlights?
that after we talked about all these unsavory things. We were.
It's actually
It
the
was.
perfect time to talk about it.
No, I really enjoyed it. It was wonderful, and if you ever have the opportunity, I encourage everybody to experience the Orthodox Easter, aka Pascha celebration, at least one time in your life, because it is truly unreal. And I think that Orthodox give Easter its proper due. It's I was warned that it was bigger than Christmas, and it's bigger than Christmas and New Year's, Valentine's Day, and Thanksgiving all put together in one. It was a massive week-long event, and I probably needed 3 days to recover afterward. Like it was we left the church at 4:00 in the morning on Sunday morning. Like it was crazy.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many butter lambs did they have to make?
I had the only one.
Oh, wow.
I know. So I was told, so they have Easter baskets come from this actual idea that you're breaking Lent. So you've had this really long period of time where you've restricted yourself from eating meat and dairy, olive oil, wine, eggs, cheese, all that stuff. And so during the end of Lent and the beginning of the Pascha season, you put all of the things that you've been restricting yourself from into into the basket. You bring it to the
Basket with
church.
pasta.
The basket. It's a savory Chinese meal. So you put all that stuff in the basket. You bring it in. The priest blesses it, and then you get to indulge in all those things. So that's where Easter baskets actually come from. The colored eggs are also in a pretty old Orthodox tradition. They're dyed red because of a story about Mary Magdalene talking to the Emperor Nero. I don't know. I'm probably getting that wrong. Anyway, in the story, he holds up an egg and he says, if Jesus was truly resurrected, this egg will turn red in my hands. And apparently the egg turned red. And so part of the it's a pretty old tradition. And so a lot of people kind of borrowed the idea that eggs are dyed because of a pagan fertility festival. It's actually a Christian tradition. It's not a pagan tradition. So if you guys want to look that story up in your free time, you're welcome to. But the dyed eggs are, in fact, a Christian tradition, a very old one.
My grandpa was a Baptist preacher, and I've never heard the Mary Magdalene story.
Yeah. The Protestants and the Orthodox are removed by this thing called the Catholic Church. And it's like a big game of telephone between the traditions. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you guys look into the red egg of Mary Magdalene, I mean, those are probably going to be your best search terms. And you'll be able to find the story. There's also a book from the Orthodox Church called the Synaxaries, that I think I'm saying incorrectly, but it has the 80-page detailed Mary Magdalene tradition about what happened with her after the resurrection. So like she went on to do other things, and that is detailed in that book. So,
okay.
Yeah. And that's where the dyeing of eggs actually comes from. So a lot of people will say, well, what do eggs have to do with Easter? And I'm like, well, turns out a lot. And that they didn't really borrow that from the pagans. Like I get where they're thinking eggs, fertility, springtime. Like I get the logic line that people use to get that, but it actually was a Christian tradition. So
I don't really I never understood the pagan part of it at all. Like chickens lay eggs all the year round. So
right.
There
Now
are
I
a lot
will
of
say go ahead.
I was just gonna say there are a lot of things that people claim are pagan in Christmas, Easter, whatever, that are just not.
Right.
That are just some of them are just everyday things that people did, and it wasn't like connected to paganism at all. And sometimes it was like German kings or queens that like they're like to bring a tree in the house and had nothing to do with religion whatsoever. Like there's all these things that they try to peg as paganism. It's like Zeitgeist. There was that horrible Zeitgeist documentary so long ago that then Bill Maher used as a source material for his documentary Religulous, where they talk about Mithra, and like none of the stuff that they mention in Mithra is true at all in the historical record. None of the stuff that they mention through Egyptology and Egyptian myths are true. It's just they play this game of telephone of one guy said it one time on a blog with no backing, and it just goes, and people just go with it. They run with it. It's wild.
Sure.
So I'm going to try and pull up a picture for you guys. The icons of Mary Magdalene with the red egg are hundreds of years old. And so you can see these literal hundreds of years old images that show Mary Magdalene holding this red egg. Not all of these are hundreds of years old, but like this image right here is a Byzantine icon that's hundreds of years old. And she's depicted in it with a red egg, basically. So
on the second, I love that first one.
Oh, this one? Yeah. check this out.
Look at this.
And then there's like, I mean, so that the image of her with the red egg, like this is an old Coptic icon right here, I think. And so the image of her with the red egg is actually quite old. Yeah, and so I've heard that before. Ishtar, Easter,
But that's not even
Um,
the only one. The reason I brought this up is because people will say Ishtar is to Easter, and then they'll mention a Germanic god. Like people can't get their story straight as to where this word came from, which is funny because everyone says something different, and it's just because it sounds similar.
Right, right. And that's not really like a good enough reason. Easter was actually referred to as Pascha in the very early Christian church, and it had to do with Passover
Yeah,
because that was the
Pascha
time that
is a
Jesus
transliteration of Pesach, which is the Hebrew word for Passover.
Passover, and Christ was executed during the Passover. Like that was the whole reason they had to wait to bring the myrrh to the tomb, is because and we have this like 3-day period that lapses, is because they couldn't go during the Passover. It was not according to their religion. Also, the reason that Joseph of Arimathea asked to have his body removed from the cross was because they didn't want to handle a dead body during the Passover. And so the Passover plays really heavily into all of these events and why they happened in the order that they did. And so Easter is Pascha, which is Passover. So if anybody wanted all that information, you have it now.
I have it now.
Yeah. Don't know what you're going to do with it, but you have it. And if you're ever on Jeopardy, it could come in handy.
Well, I know this. One of my neighbors has a son who's a Russian Orthodox priest, so the next time I see him, I'll...
Cool. So when
Ask
you
him about his
see an
eggs.
Orthodox during the next month, you can say to them, Christ is risen, and they'll reply, truly he is risen. This is the greeting that Orthodox use.
Okay.
It's Christ is risen. And you'll hear all throughout the church when people greet each other, they'll say, he is risen, truly he is risen, Christos anesti, which is Greek for Christ is risen. So if you see him within the next month and you shout Christ is risen, he'll just automatically turn around and give you the reply.
I'm
And
gonna
that'll be
make
fun.
him jump.
Yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
right.
The coolest part for me of the Pascha celebration is that at midnight, that we have a Saturday night, Sunday morning midnight service. All of the lights in the church were turned off, and it was completely dark in the church. And we're all standing there for quite a long time in the dark. And then from behind the altar, you see the priest lighting a single candle. And then within a few minutes from that one little flame, all of the candles that everybody in the church is holding are lit. And the church just becomes awash in light. And people are booming triumphantly, Christ is risen, Christ is risen. All the lights come up. Like it's a total change from the sort of like somber, penitent feeling of Lent. And then suddenly you're in this incredible celebration that is just bursting with light. And I had an incredible time. It was really awesome. And I encourage anyone who can stand a 4-hour church service to go to a Paschal celebration.
Baptist services are not like that.
No.
And it's fine.
I mean, I see the value in, a good 30 minutes to an hour. You get out, you go have your lunch. Like I get it. You get your feel good. You get your pump up for the week. And
Well, I didn't attend this year, but last year for Easter I did. I went to my grandpa's old church, and their Easter celebration is a bit different. It's a bit more involved. It's like an hour service, but then after that, like all the women cook a meal, so everybody goes down to the basement and eats a meal. It's pretty awesome. But it's definitely like nobody's celebrating coming out of fucking Lent. Nobody gave up shit for anything. That's a Catholic thing.
more than anything, we're celebrating the idea of the empty tomb. And this is sort of a theme that you hear repeated throughout the service of the women coming to the tomb and the angel asking them, why are you seeking the living amongst the dead? He's not here because he's alive. And so the way that this theme is symbolically carried out throughout the Orthodox service is really beautiful and ancient and wonderful. And I don't know, I I never have seen Easter be given its proper due the way that the Orthodox they do it. They do Easter. I mean, Christmas was a big deal, like it is for everybody. But this blew Christmas out of the water, man. Like Christmas, what? So another really awesome part was the Lamentations. So there's a tradition with the Lamentations of Mary, where it's all these poems said from the point of view of the Virgin Mary about losing her son and the sadness she feels. And it really like brings you into her place as a mother and like what she is seeing, what she's sacrificing. And it's painful, but it's really beautiful. And so you kind of have this thing that like brings you to really like low place, as I'm sure the disciples and the women that were with Christ felt when he was killed on the cross. I'm sure it was the most awful feeling in the world. Like all the light and life had been taken out of them. And then to suddenly have this explosion of light back into the church all of a sudden. I mean, it's probably a modicum of what the event was like for the people, but it punctuates what really happened.
Just an approximation, of course, but yeah,
sure. right.
So I asked the chat to throw anything in there that they might want us to comment on, and Andy, our favorite Andy, the best Andy, said he'd like us to comment on the seemingly universal excitement from confiscating the assets of Russian oligarchs. I have heard of this. Aren't they taking yachts away from rich Russians? Why would I be happy about that? I mean, I guess
because they're now
this...
our yachts, comrade.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess there's this hatred of anyone in the 1%. And so I guess they would probably cheer if Elon Musk got Twitter taken away from him, right? I mean, it's the same deal. They just like to see billionaires punished, especially ones connected to Hitler.
They don't want to see billionaires punished. They're fine with their billionaires. Okay, they're fine with the billionaires, the unseen billionaires that have always run things and let them have whatever fucking comforts they get on their free range farm.
Just look at the difference. The difference between the Russian oligarchs and Elon Musk and Twitter versus the Disney getting tax exempt status taken away.
Right.
Just look at that.
Right.
It's clear that they want their billionaires to be billionaires. They want their billionaires to have their hands strangling out culture.
Nobody who's complaining about Elon Musk is also complaining about Bill Gates buying up all of the farmland in America to the point where, and maybe you can confirm if this is bullshit or not, Whip, that Bill Gates now owns more farmland than private owners own. Yeah. So no one seems to have a problem with the fact that Bill Gates has literally bought up all of the farmland to use to grow fucking pea protein.
It's not just Bill Gates.
No,
the majority of our farmland in the United States is now corporate owned.
Yes,
like it's not just Gates. Like there are companies, that I know that own more farmland in California than Bill Gates does. Bill Gates owns 4,900 and some change acres in California. He owns like fucking 16,000 in Washington or something.
It looks like overall he owns 242,000 acres.
Yeah. And I know personally, people who own a little bit shy of that. Not a lot shy, but a little bit shy of that. And it's a fucking issue. It's a big fucking issue because the people who own that farmland, they're not farmers. They are people who also own a bunch of other shit. And what they're doing on the farmland is they're securing water. They'll buy any fucking farmland with one source of water, one solid source of water. They would only buy farmland with 3 solid sources of water. But now these very same people will buy farmland with one source of water. because water has all of a sudden become that much of an issue in their circles, or the
Right.
control of water. You know,
Are they
like,
doing
because
anything with the land?
yeah,
Like, what's Bill Gates doing with the land? Is he buying soybeans? Like, what's he doing?
Well, I mean, I don't know personally what he's doing with his land, but like these guys here, these guys, they don't personally farm any of it, but they find people who, it's essentially modern sharecropping, is corporation to farmer,
Yeah,
you know.
leasing land.
They'll put up the money to own. Generally, it's probably not Bill Gates, right? It's probably Bill Gates hired some people who made a fund and got people to invest in that fund, and that fund is set for X number of years with X number of money available to it, and you can budget it out for X number of years, and you're either making money by renting that out to farmers, leasing it out to farmers, or you're making money on the eventual resale of that land, you know, or whatever the investment fund calls for.
Is he buying, like Bill Gates? These people, are they buying it from private owners, or are they buying it from BLM?
Both. Just buying it wherever they can get it.
So funny when
I know a guy. I met a guy who is not. He hasn't bought one fucking acre that was ever listed, but he has. He on the sly will pay $33,000 an acre for any piece of land, from like 3 or 4 acres and up, that has water on it. Any piece of farmland, if it has water on it, he will buy it. And if it has a house, so much the better, because that house will have a well, so it's guaranteed to have water, right? So, and his goal is not to flip that land that he's buying for 33 and could sell probably for 40 to 45, depending on what area he's in. Around here, if he's a little north, that price goes one way. If he's a little south, that price goes another way. It all depends on the water situation and the soil. But that guy will just play that flat 33, and his plan is to hold it until it's $100,000 an acre, which it will get. It will fucking get. Yeah, water is the new currency.
Is this just
You're
Mad
totally
Max?
right.
Is this just? Are they just wanting to control the water?
Oh, it's bureaucracy. If they don't, okay, so the water's there, right? And the water was always like the people's water, right? Like my irrigation district has water because we put up a fucking dam and built a reservoir, and we have that. That's why we have water, and that's why we have some of the best, cheapest water in the state. But the state has put in new rules, and the state is grabbing all the control they can. They're instituting smart meters on wells, agricultural wells, you know, and they'll just fucking shut people's water off when it comes down to it. And they're doing it all under the guise of, we need to ensure something for the fish at the mouth of the exit to the ocean. So they're pumping extra water into the ocean instead of letting people use it.
Isn't there, I mean, I'm not sure about that, but I thought I heard that if you pump fresh water into salt water, it changes the salination. It's not actually good for the fish. And it can also like change the temperature too, because like you have water that's on the flowing close to the surface that gets heated, and then you're like dumping it into the ocean. So it does have a pollutive effect because it's dumping all this like extra warm water into the ocean.
Well, that very well could be what they're.
Right.
So the section they're talking about is the interchange coming out of the like the San Francisco Bay Area up through the mountains into the Sacramento and the Valley Delta. So that interchange where the fresh water's coming in and the seawater sort of is. It if the fresh water going in isn't enough, then the salinity will come in to the delta, and the saline seawater is
Mhm.
extremely detrimental. So that's the science they're using behind it, and it is real, but they're like with everything else we've seen over the past couple of years, that science gets warped into ultimate government control over everybody's fucking
Right.
well, you know.
Right. Right.
Well, and so we see a lot of rich elites and corporations buying up land with water supplies, and there's also been a bunch of food processing plants that have burned down or have been
Oh,
destroyed
yeah.
Like
lately.
16 in the last year or something.
And you start seeing these depletions of natural resources that we need, and you see what happened with COVID. And as Elephant Man asked, I haven't noticed anyone in my circle panicking about costs or food, which is wild because it seems like
I
there's
don't know why.
there are a lot of attacks going on in basic needs of humans in the United States right now. And I'd like to know why. And I'd like to know why more people aren't freaking out about how much food is going up. Because I know I've noticed.
Yeah, I usually would spend for my husband and I maybe $100 in groceries a week. That's eating really well. Like we're eating
Mhm.
bougie for that. And now, to get much, much cheaper food, we're spending well over that, maybe 150, and not being able to get like all the fruit and all the different meat and all like because we had a pretty healthy diet. We're eating pasta and rice and stuff now, and it's still costing us more to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pound of coffee that I used to get 2 years ago was $9.99. We paid for that pound of coffee of the Dunkin' Donuts coffee beans, the whole beans, is $17 yesterday that we paid for that.
Well, and don't you remember at the beginning of the COVID stuff, they would when they would section off stores of things as necessary and unnecessary. I forget what I don't know what words, essential or non-essential.
Right.
They
Yeah.
never let you buy seeds.
Yeah.
Seeds
Yeah.
were always
Yeah.
non-essential.
Yeah.
And look at that. And Stella said, seeds are out of stock in a lot of places too.
That's
It
true.
does seem like there's some coordinated attack, or maybe some you won't own anything and you'll be happy situation going on with the elites and the corporations and our food supplies.
I have a very small blackberry bush on the side of my house, and I've cut 5 propagates off of it because I'm going to try and seed that stuff all over my land. Like, if I got to eat off of my property, I'm in a lot of trouble. And I garden a lot. Like, I do it as a hobby. It's something that I try to be good at. And even someone who puts a lot of daily effort into gardening, if I had to rely on my backyard for food, I would starve to death.
You would
And so
fucking starve.
I would fucking starve to death. I mean, I'm worried about people who have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to become a roving band of human beings that I have to kill for my my blackberry patch, and I'm a little worried about that.
No, it won't. They'll be in a FEMA camp getting handed food long before they're a roving band of human beings.
I mean, but what
And
happens when
you will be in the FEMA camp with them.
Oh yeah, we'll see
With a
about
bunch
that.
of chicken heads, Jessica.
No, I mean,
drinking machine.
get that bitch a rose.
Y'all need some roses and some matches.
Right? Fucking matches. Nobody smokes crack with matches.
Wow.
You're not smoking crack with matches. Not one person ever.
And what's great is you really do have to be an actual genuine crackhead to understand the commentary we just made. So I hope that was pertinent to somebody in our audience.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Look, man, as for the food plants being burned down, like there's going to be food, you know, but does it fall into some sort of a weird regionalization that all right, so I think it's a report from Iron Mountain that Monica talks about where the hegemony, it's no longer a world.
Hegemonization.
Yeah, I'm making up fucking words here. But less of a world stage and more of a regional player stage, right? So
Okay.
what does that entail? Well, if that entails a curtailing of free trade with people who are now apparently other regional players, you know, we're not free trading with whoever now, then we're going to make stuff at home. We're going to bring jobs back to America, baby. But you're not going to have 37 options in fucking cornflakes.
Man.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like there aren't enough options of shit. No, actually,
But I mean, but that's, you know, you'll have the thing, but it won't be the thing you were used to. It might not be as good as you were used to, and it's definitely not going to be the same brand, you know?
No, okay. So that does relieve me a little bit because a friend of mine was talking to me about, okay, well, once the food runs out and all the people in the city start to get the idea that the people in the country have the food, and this is kind of what we saw during the when the Soviet Union tried to nationalize their farming industry and the production in the farms actually crashed. The people in the city started to believe that the people in the country were hoarding the food. And so they're go out there and kill all those farmers and take their food. Well, that didn't work out super well because people in the city didn't know how to farm. Bureaucrats don't know how to farm. They didn't actually know. The kulaks, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
My knowledge of that is limited to Twitter memes.
The Holodomor was, you know, it's on par with the Holocaust, if not worse, in terms of the numbers of people who actually starved to death in the Ukraine. And you know, so the really screwed up part about that all is once these city people get the idea that the country people are hoarding something from them or taking something from them, and this didn't just happen in the Soviet Union, it happened during the French Revolution too. It's they tried to nationalize everything, the production tanked, and then they went out there and started basically killing off farmers because the people who were keeping them in power, which were these the sans-culottes of the city, keeping them in power, believed that the farmers were hoarding the bread and were hoarding the flour. And so we've seen this situation play out time and time again with nationalization of farming. And so what you're talking about now is this giant buy-up and nationalization of farmland, which I don't know. I mean, I'm a student of history. I've seen this writing on the wall for a long time. And it's the country people who are going to get blamed for it. The farmers who get blamed for it.
Greedy. We're greedy.
Yeah.
Greedy
Yes.
farmers.
Yes.
I'm the one. All right. For the record, I don't know how much y'all pay for a pound of fucking almonds in the store, but it is not what I make. I promise you that. Last time I actually bought almonds in a store, yeah, go fuck yourself. The L is silent. Like salmon.
How much is a pound of almonds?
Almonds.
I don't know.
Almonds.
The D is also silent.
Almonds.
My sainted grandma. Did I tell you my sainted grandma's joke about it?
No.
Okay. So my sainted grandma, who got me in trouble for saying darn, because I knew what I was meaning, and so did God. Yeah, that woman, her favorite joke was that they were almonds in the tree, but in order to get them on the ground, you had to shake the L out of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good one, Granny. Good one.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Grandma,
but here,
Grandma Whip's got jokes.
Yeah.
Well,
Grandma Spoon.
There's another nut that people talk about. A PECAN. How do you say this word? I'll put it on the screen so that you can read
pecan?
it. Pecan. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're called pecans. I don't know where y'all are from. but it's pecan.
Yes, you do.
Place where we say stuff correct.
Pecan
I'm
pie.
obviously in Florida. Go fuck yourself.
Right. Look at his Meyer lemons.
Lemon tree, right?
No, okay, so
So hold it-
pecans, pecans,
pecan pie.
where the can that you would pee into.
Well, it is
Yeah.
Georgia.
Cool. Good.
It's P pecan.
My dad, so they tried growing pecans in Arizona like fucking 30 years ago, and my dad was running a custom shaker outfit, so he would go and shake almonds. But pecan season is right after walnut season, so he would go almond season and then walnut season, and then he would load 8 fucking shakers up, and they would go to Arizona, and they would put giant. This is not a Mormon show. They would put giant metal wheels on the shakers because it was sandy and wet, and the shakers would sink. So they made these giant ass metal wheels, and they would drive around and shake with giant. I don't know. The story kind of died out. Sorry, but it was really cool in my brain, like really Mad Max metal wheels on these fucking things.
A pound of almonds, a pound of almonds is $9.99 a bag, according to the internet, for a pound.
Yep.
What do you make as the farmer for a pound?
Right now, the price is $1.50 a pound.
Wow, they are hosing us on almonds.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Which reminds me, we're going to start a website to sell mine. So, yeah. I'll let you
Okay.
guys know
Some
when
green
that
ones?
happens.
Are you gonna do
Oh,
anything
fuck. That
to
reminds
them?
me. Well, my brother actually. So, almonds aren't actually super good for you if you eat them raw. You need to activate them, which is people will soak them in water. And so my whole life, like, you eat raw almonds, they're fine, but cooking them, roasting them, or soaking them in water will activate them.
Okay.
And it makes the nutrients bioavailable. Because if you eat them raw, they actually take nutrients from your body and don't do much for you at all.
Is it the same enzyme reaction as like in beans?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's very similar. Yeah. It's one of those weird whole protein reactions.
Cool.
So like, but grandma's recipe, she would blanch them, which involves you boil them and then you pop the skins off. Because she had 7 kids, so she could boil like 15 fucking pounds of almonds and then dump them on the table and make the kids squish all the skins off. And then so you lay them out flat in a baking pan on paper towels, and you slide them in. You slide them in the oven without cum, and you gently bake the water out of them a little bit, and then you put them in a super hot cast iron skillet with like extra virgin olive oil, and you fry the shit out of them, and then you salt them, and then there's one more step that I'm not telling you because it's a family secret, and go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Well,
so
I tried to insert it there, but he took it out.
Roast. So you will roast them and cook them. They'll be available to eat. Like they'll be edible. Okay.
Yeah, they're fucking delicious. And so like just roasted, fried, salted. That's my favorite. It's like a family thing. We really love it. My brother experimented with. He had a bunch of different flavors. He was actually selling them for a while with some sort of some sort of a company he got hooked up with. They would place his product in places. He did all right.
Okay. So will you have anything like chili spicy ones or like?
Oh yeah, no. He did a whole bunch of different hot flavors, and Birdie's been experimenting with like a smokehouse flavor, and sort of like a cinnamon sugar, like a roasted pecan that you would do, like a cinnamon sugar roasted pecan. Birdie's from Georgia as well, so she used to do that.
Yeah, we do those at Christmas.
Yeah, so she did that with some almonds. Turned out fucking great, and and the family, is always like, oh, we're eating roasted salted almonds, and she's like, here's a bowl of sweet nuts, and they're like, and they liked it. It
Yeah.
went over gangbusters. So
Yeah.
there's that. My brother did a truffle salt flavor that was just banging.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really liked his garlic flavor, and then he had a couple of different hot mixes that he would do. So
I feel like people are really into like that artisanal stuff too. Like
Yeah.
if it's something you have to order special, it's not something you get like on your everyday grocery shelf. Even though for the seller, the bug shortage, that's terrible. You know, they want it because it's special. And you know,
Sure.
that might decrease as we're moving into this like period of food shortage. But you know, I still enjoy, you know, knowing, okay, this is a special little thing. People around me, they went to the grocery store, they don't have this. And so there's, you know, something special to it.
Those Marcona
Marcona
almonds
almonds?
can blow me. That's the
Oh,
only thing
rivalry.
Spain can fucking grow, man. Fuck those almonds.
Okay, so I wanted to tell you that after this is completely off topic.
Yeah.
After last week's episode, I had 5 LDS Mormons in different messengers blowing me up at around the same time.
What about what?
Just about how what Ben described was what's it called? What's his name?
Brigham Young's heresy.
Brigham Young's heresy. And I was like, you mean the guy you named the college after? Him? That guy?
Yeah.
The school Steve Young went to? Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I had and just it was just wild because you know, in each of them, because they are Mormon LDS people, they were like, I'm sorry for taking this out on you. But I saw what he said, and I think he was a very interesting person. And I'm sorry for what he went through, but he's wrong on every count. And this is why. Have you ever
Everything.
considered having a Mormon apologist on your show? No.
No. No, not never. Not
No.
never know how.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Not on
Honestly,
my
if
watch.
you could get like an actual, like a Mormon, I don't know, are they bishops? Are they priests? Are they wizards? I don't know. Whatever the fuck they are, you could get one of those dudes on there. That would be a fun show. Like,
It would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
make.
We
I
could
mean, I'm just
ask
saying.
them the difficult questions. We can be like, so what's with the racism and the white and
Mhm.
delightsome? And how come y'all don't like
Why is
black
it-
people?
Why does it cost so much to get married in the fucking church? Where's
And,
that
you
money
know.
go?
What's with the special underwear?
Okay, but literally most of the things I know about Mormonism are from Orgasmo.
Is that's the
Yeah.
Trey and
Yeah.
Matt did
Yeah,
that
the
one
South
too.
Park. Yeah. It's really where I know most everything about it. Also, there was I think it was the last podcast on the left did a couple of Mormon episodes back in the day.
They
That was
did
pretty good.
a great treatment of Koresh and then walked it back later.
Yep, walked it right the
the-
fuck back.
Trey Parker and what's his name?
Matt
You're talking about
something.
Yeah,
South
they
Park.
did.
No,
something
last
about David
podcast
Cross.
on the left. No, last podcast on
Oh.
the left.
Yeah.
Which I used to listen to all the time.
All the fucking time, and then they went
And then-
batshit crazy when the Orange Man got elected, and I couldn't do it anymore.
Well, it was
Mm.
just
I
forget
I
hard.
lost friends and podcasts when that motherfucker got elected. Fucking ridiculous. Like
It's
people
bizarre
just
too.
went batshit crazy. You fucking
It's
kidding me?
bizarre. I was walking through my hallway in my house yesterday, and I just had this moment where it like hit me. I was like, Donald Trump was our president. For 4 years, that guy was president, and the world went fucking wild. It's still wild. It still hasn't recovered because Donald Trump was the president. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, did that happen? Was I just
Yeah.
high? Like,
those are those moments of derealization that people who have like mental disorders deal with all the time. But we just do it and go, Donald Trump was actually president of the United States.
like for real.
What?
Guess what? Guess what else? Guess what else? Donald Trump was the best president of our fucking lifetime. How about that shit? For being fucking batshit crazy. That's just a fucking fact. Oh my god.
So wildly, he actually did a lot of good stuff. I mean, in terms of like bringing down the cost of insulin, he did a lot of prison reform. So like behind all the stuff that the press was actually saying about him, he genuinely did some like decent things. It's just so kind of wild because like you just wouldn't expect it.
He did some irreparable bad. Like
Yeah, I agree.
fucking introducing bump stock laws, unfucking forgivable. But you know, like, still, best war criminal of my lifetime. I mean,
Yeah,
up, dude.
that bears mentioning that he like actually did increase the drone bombing as far as yeah.
From
It's
Obama. How do you top Obama's numbers? Jesus wept. Woo!
and then like Donald Trump leaves and Joe Biden is forced to pull troops out of Afghanistan because the Taliban is basically taking over the entire country by quest. And you know, then he's like sort of taking credit as this peacemaker that he ended this 20-year war, so on and so forth. And it's like, no, you lost Afghanistan to the Taliban. Like, you lost the 20-year war for all the billions of dollars and the lives and the destruction just to the fabric of society of the globe. You lost. It all came to naught. And so now we're in a new situation where we're pumping guns and money to Eastern Europe because that's going to turn out awesome.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great, you guys. It's all going to be awesome. We're definitely not going to starve to death. It's going to be great.
So next week, we're talking to a guy who does autopsies and embalms people.
Oh, fun.
So that'll be interesting. And anyone who has questions about death and like one-on-one interaction with death, let us know so that we can ask those questions. And then we've got I won't put this at the end, but I was just going to say we have Stephen Ignoramus coming on to talk about him being at January 6th and what the FBI did to him. And so that should be fun.
Yeah.
Cody Cook and John D'Angelo are going to come on and talk about enemy love. I wanted to talk about that because there are a lot of podcasters out there who really make you want to kill your enemies, and I'm not into that. And so I wanted to have a conversation about that. And they try to do it from like the Bible, and I'm like, no, you're messing up.
I got banned from Twitter for saying I didn't want to kill Russian people. You can say you want to kill Russians. That's totally fine. You're not allowed to say you don't want to kill them.
They even made they made a special rule about that on Facebook and Instagram that you could say you wanted Russian people to be killed for a short period of time there.
Yeah.
Wild. And then of course Brad's going to come back, but I need to start thinking about the month after that. What's a topic that we haven't covered that we should cover, or someone that we should talk to? Because I have these ideas and I connect to these people, and it's easy until it's not. And right now I'm like, I need to book June. What are we going to do for June?
Well, we can have your doctor on to talk to him about how he palpitated you and and checked your orgasm button.
You keep saying he, like it's not going to be a nice lady whose fingers up my bum.
It's
not going to be a nice lady whose fingers.
Well, that's even better.
It's going to be that Nigerian TV interviewer.
And the whole time he's going to ask you why you're gay.
You're gay. Oh, that's my favorite. No, seriously, guys, watch that entire interview. It is completely worth it. I give you this as my stamp of that interview is completely worth the 2 hours it takes to watch it.
You should get a drug dealer on and ask him about like dealing drugs.
I'm sure we know some.
I'm sure we know a fucking drug dealer.
Yeah, like hard drugs though, right?
Not like real drugs. Yeah.
Like actual drugs.
Like real drugs. Not some pussy weed bullshit.
Let's just ask the GC who they know.
Yeah. Okay.
Or we could talk to somebody about prison. I think prison is.
There was a guy that
I mean, but to be fair, I meant like a pharmacy tech or someone. Like
Oh yeah. Aha.
I did try to talk to someone who just got out of prison for like
Mhm.
25 years, spent 25 years in prison, and he's got so many people who want to talk to him. He's like, I don't have time until next year.
Man, I have
Oh,
a cousin
wow.
who just got out of prison. I could ask him.
Ask your cousin, Webb.
What did he go to prison
I will,
for?
yeah.
Ask your
Um,
cousin if he wants to be on our podcast.
Well, honestly, I don't remember what he went to prison for. I don't remember. He was in there a long time.
Mm. I think it's
I think
important
it
we
was
find
drugs.
out what. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
it
that.
was like a third strike thing in fucking California, and I'm pretty sure it was drugs.
And then he
Yeah,
got out?
As long as it's not kid touching.
He's out
I don't really
finally
give a shit what
now.
they have to say.
Yeah.
No,
No.
it wasn't anything like that.
If
No,
they did some
but
kind of
he
like
ended up
sex
like
crime.
that dude ended up getting shuffled around the United States, and like finally got out just a couple of years ago, I think. Yeah, give him a call.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to somebody who's like a prison abolition advocate because I think that
Ooh.
that's an interesting idea. Mainly because I don't know what we would do instead. There's a lot of problems like that in our society where it's like this is obviously a problem. The way that we handle it is obviously a problem. It doesn't make things better, but what is the alternative? And people who
Well,
are trying to come up with alternatives actually have interesting things to say.
we could institute asylums again.
So there's a great example. We used to have these state hospitals, and if you were crazy and you didn't have any money, there was a place to stick you. However, these places were horrifying. And so now they closed them down. But now all of these people live on the street.
What's better?
I don't know. I don't know what the real option is here.
Right.
Because when you have these so-called, like charitable hospitals or charitable houses for the indigent, they end up getting abused. And so it's, something that like bears creative thinking, that we need creative thinking for this. But I'm not the one. I want to hear from people who actually like advocate against these things, because it's not enough to simply advocate against the bad thing. You have to have some kind of solution in mind.
Yeah. Well, and that's
my door
what's
just
interesting.
opened. I really hope that's my husband.
It better be your husband.
And that's what's interesting to me is like people who are talking about specific things, that there are ideas or concepts or something to talk about. Because I've asked some people before, like, who do you think who would be cool to have on? And they just name libertarian people. And it's like, I could do all of that.
I mean, the same people
We've
that are on
done all of
everybody.
that.
Fucking
Right. And so it's like hard to be like, oh yeah, let's talk to insert name here, when it's like we've done that.
Mm-hmm.
I could do it better than some of them. I'd love to talk to someone who actually exited a cult or the occult.
Right.
That would be someone that I mean, besides Ben, I mean, obviously he left a cult, but like that's someone I'd like to talk to. Or
one of those people who thinks they're a real vampire.
Right. Just yeah. I don't
know those people are out there.
They exist.
They think it.
Yeah.
Space Lord wants us to interview the whole GC at the same time.
Yes. I'm down. Yeah.
I can't be called a bundle of sticks that many times in a row and maintain my sanity.
Yes, you can.
What?
This gentleman skeptic, dude. It's not surprising me at all that guy's in California. They probably put him on a bus.
Headed to your town.
Yeah.
Gonna teach your kids math.
Headed to that valley.
No, he's not.
But yeah, no, it's there are a lot of topics that I find interesting, but it's like, I don't know. I want to talk to someone from a cult. So if you know anyone who's exited a cult and you're listening to this, let me know. Or like at one point we were going to talk to some people who got out of like satanic secret societies, but then they kind of ghosted us. Surprise!
Yeah, they ghosted. I think they found out we were Christian, and they were like,
I know a guy who used to kill people for the CIA.
Do you?
Neat.
Yeah.
Would he talk
I
to
could
us?
talk to him.
Is it Billy Waugh?
Probably. What?
Billy
Is it
Waugh?
I don't know.
Billy, you guys know about. Okay, he was this basically like big time assassin for the CIA, and he spent a lot of time in like the Middle East, and Yeah, so he got an award from the state, or like the State Department, I guess, and it's just a knife mounted on a plaque, and it says "In gratitude to the assassin," and that's
What?
all that it says. Yeah,
The
let me pull up
United
a
States
picture.
gave someone a knife, and they're like, "Hey, buddy, good job killing
Thanks
people."
for the killing. Yeah,
Elephant Man says Owen Benjamin. This has been something
Hey,
I
dude,
have
if
been.
you get Owen Benjamin, that would be the shit. But you would
I've
have
been
to. It would have to
trying.
be a Rockfin only episode.
I've been trying to get in contact with him. So if anyone has any in to Owen Benjamin, I want to talk to Owen Benjamin.
Sure. I have none.
So if anyone out there hears this, help me find my in, because I've been trying, but he's been deplatformed from most things. So the only thing I could find is his TikTok, and I can't send him messages on TikTok unless he adds me
Cam,
back.
you can send him messages on Rockfin.
He's on Rockfin?
He's on Rockfin. He live streams like 5 fucking hours every day, dude, or 3
I
hours.
did not know that.
2+ hours every day, dude. That motherfucker's on Rockfin. Yeah.
so this dude right here is Billy Waugh.
I was just listening to him talk shit about other races today, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
And the
Like
gays.
you do. So Billy Waugh killed this dude named Carlos the Jackal, and that's what he's famous for doing. And he wrote a book called Hunting the Jackal, which is pretty intense.
Whoa.
But Billy Waugh is a badass motherfucker. And
I love you, fart.
Hey,
I'm gonna make up stuff.
Space Lord.
I'm sorry.
Let me
I didn't mean to talk over you.
That's okay.
Let me ask, Space Lord, would you show face? That's my question, because I like to look at people when I talk to them. I'll listen to all of your
Gotta see
stories.
the eyes.
We can be bald together, but you got to be on here.
Ah. Will you be bald with Cam?
Be bald with me. We can rub heads.
Oh wow, it is turning into a gay porn super quick around here.
Super gay, super fast. The gayest.
It went from 0 to gay in like 90 seconds. Like,
I'm not talking about docking. I'm talking about our actual heads.
oh, I hate that I know what that is.
Mm.
You also know what sounding is.
I know.
Don't Google it.
No,
Is that-
don't Google sounding.
Don't Google it.
That's how Mark Twain got his name, right? Where you dip the thing in the river and you can tell how deep the water is.
Twain?
Mark Twain? Yeah, that's how Mark Twain got his
Yeah.
name.
What was Mark
Oh.
Twain's grandfather's name?
Mr.
Samuel
Clemens.
Yes, it's Clemens.
Choo Choo.
Binkley's gonna be jealous. Yeah, he will. Space Lord, you have to wear a black tank top. This is required so that you can rub your bald head with Cam. Apparently.
And
This is
eventually
what I signed
we
up
need,
to do.
when Andy feels like he officially has a ranch and he has his goats, he wants to talk about that, and I want to talk to him about that. So get your goats, bro.
I want to know if he got that thing castrated and also if he
Oh,
videoed it.
oh.
Well,
It's going to go viral.
you have to do what you got to do.
Distract it with the clown nose and cut off its nuts.
I don't think the Jagger finished his sentence. What are you going to come on? That was a dirty joke. I'm sorry.
All right. So Billy Law.
Billy Waugh.
Billy
yes.
Waugh. Yeah, Billy Waugh. He's this guy.
Law?
He wrote a book called
Like the video
Hunting
game
the
character?
Jackal. No. I'm sure there are many video game characters based on him, because all of these like Jack Ryan type dudes and all of these like characters kind of are based on this guy. And he's famous for hunting this dude down known as Carlos the Jackal. Did a bunch of crazy CIA shit in China too. Like, this guy's history. I mean, like, we don't know all the stuff that Billy Waugh did. Billy Waugh did some shit. And so he had a plaque given to him by the US government, and it has a knife mounted on it, and all it says is "In gratitude to the assassin." So I don't know who he killed to get that, but I mean, it's just not a man I would fuck with. That's all.
I think the answer to that is whoever he was asked to.
Pretty much. Yeah. So
Huh.
yeah, the book is rough though. If you're sensitive to tales of dying and destruction, it's not for the faint of heart, for sure.
Copy that.
So-
I am not.
You
At
may
one
enjoy
point-
Hunting the Jackal then.
I was Googling what's the first known tattoo in history. And the earliest tattoos that they found was a guy named Otzi the Iceman.
Mhm.
And I thought maybe if they're cool, I'll get some Otzi the Iceman tattoos. But they're just like chiropractic or what's the word? Acupuncture lines essentially on his back and on his legs. So they're, let's see if I can pull them up. Let's see.
Bruh. This dude looks so messed up.
But like he just has these like little areas where it shows they think that it's where he had therapeutics done on him and where to remember to put them, which is interesting enough. But if you're a girl and you want the first girl tattoos, it's so much cooler. Let's see if I can find it.
Dude, they've definitely got some fucking tweaker guitar needle aura to them.
Let's see if I can. There we go.
Yeah.
But it's like this horse or deer design on the girl, if you can see it. And it's the
Surprised
coolest
it's not a flock of
thing.
fucking birds.
It's the coolest thing. Let me zoom in a little
Oh, that's
bit.
actually a pretty cool tattoo.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it's like this reindeer with floral antlers, and it's really cool.
Whoa.
But
That's really fucking dope.
the
Where is
dude
she
Very
from?
feminine.
Let's see. Ice Maiden.
Lindsay Fitzharris.
Good lord.
That's a weird name for a mummy.
Looks like it's
Siberia.
Siberia.
Okay.
Math checks
Princess
out.
of Ukok.
Of what name?
Wow.
But that would be a really cool tattoo for a girl. But unfortunately, the dude's tattoos are just their best approximation of why he had them was essentially some sort of marking so that people knew where to do the acupuncture, essentially. And so it's like old man tattoos.
So I was
Just
reading this
telling them what
story.
type of blood he has.
They were asking an archaeologist or an anthropologist, something like that, what she believed the first sign of human civilization was. And people expected her to say, oh, this pot or this painting in a cave somewhere is the first sign of human civilization. And she said the actual first sign of civilization we have is a man with a broken leg that was mended. And the truth of the matter is if you had a broken leg in nature at any point, you were dead. You couldn't get up and walk around. You couldn't get away from predators. You couldn't get your own food. And so this man at some point in the ancient past broke his leg and then was cared for by others.
Yeah, you mean Otzi?
Was it Otzi?
The Iceman that I showed you?
I don't think it was. She specified that it was Otzi. She was just
Because
saying that they
he
had this guy.
He had like different medicines on him, and you could see where he'd been cared for in the past.
Right. But the idea, of course, is that these people, instead of letting someone who was not able to hunt or able to do whatever, they like cared for him until his bone was able to be mended. And so this is like a sign of humanity, because it's not like animals will do this for one another. This is like unique to our species, that this man in this ancient time broke a bone and they brought him food. They cared for him enough for this bone to be mended. I just thought that was kind of like a beautiful example of like, instead of saying, oh, this jar, this pot, this piece of jewelry, this painting, it's this mended bone. And I don't know. I like that story.
It's evidence of an act of, it's evidence of a deliberate act of empathic human action.
Yeah.
Right. Like altruism, like doing something for someone with no benefit to yourself, but that you do it because it's, the right thing or the honorable thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah. I just like that
That's
story.
a pretty fucking sweet story, dude. I've never heard that before.
I think so too.
Well, we're nearing the 2-hour mark, so we should probably start wrapping things up. Is there anything else that anyone wants to mention from the past month that we should get out before we end?
I can't.
How
I
you're
haven't.
considering becoming a Mormon, or
Go ahead, Whip. Tell us about how you're considering becoming a Mormon.
I mean, I used to know this Mormon chick back in my 20s.
All
If
right.
the world had turned a little bit differently, I might have been a Mormon. So that's really all I
Interesting.
got. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like your Jedi look, though.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
By the way, anyone who makes a hoodie anymore and doesn't put the double seam on top is making a serious fucking design flaw. That point at the back of the hoodie is old technology, friends. These double seam hoodies are the future.
Good to know.
I believe
They're
it.
way more comfortable. They fit my big stupid head.
Is it because it's the way it lays on the head?
Yeah, it's like a flat lay, and it's like it doesn't have that big old boop.
Yeah. I got a
comes
few
up.
that do that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
annoying.
Good to know.
Well, since there's nothing huge to impart with the audience, I figured I'd ask you our big question, which is what right now is giving you hope? What's helping you carry on these days? Yeah, Ammon farmer.
Nothing.
Cigarettes?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Nothing.
But I don't need it. I have faith in God. I don't really need hope in shit. I just have faith in God, and everything's going to turn out like how it's supposed to be. But who am I to look beyond that?
Yeah. It's a good call.
Thanks,
It
bud.
is. And what's your favorite thing about Jessica?
Her complete disregard for sense and good taste as to what she puts in her fucking mouth.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's
Funny
bullshit.
on so many levels.
Thank you.
And I won't
What do we
ask
call
you-
an entendre?
Disregard and contempt.
the way it should be.
Yes.
All right. So I think that's all we've got. So
I love your hair, buddy.
thank you.
I never thought I'd see that melon. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You have a nicely shaped dome, for the record.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I think you should allow your wife to tattoo your head while it's bald. And then when your hair grows back.
No.
Oh, no?
Don't ever tattoo your fucking head. You're a guy. You may go bald. They will see it. It doesn't matter. Don't tattoo your fucking face or your head. Put as many on your body as you want. Keep them below the fucking neck.
No. Tattoo a dick on your head.
Don't put a dick on your head.
I'm gonna say no.
Ooh, that's a
Hard
good
no.
question.
This is good. Have you guys interviewed a trad Catholic, discussed the Great Schism,
There's
and any hope
no
of reconciliation?
Hope of reconciliation. They're only going to reconcile when the fucking apocalypse comes and they unite under the great Satan. That's zero chance those two fucking churches are ever going to reconcile.
There's a really high chance that we'll end up yelling at each other too. So it's just I have managed to keep peaceable relations with the trad Catholics that I know on Twitter, but that is through sheer force of will.
Isn't Monica trad Cath? I'm pretty sure she is.
I don't think so. She's pretty cool.
I mean, she's Catholic.
Implying.
I don't know. I don't be knowing. I didn't say it.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a Pokemon tattooed on my head. That's what I'll do.
There's the one that looks like the
If
three
you
dicks
had to
coming
get
out of the
Pokemon
ground.
on your head, let me ask a question. If you had to get a Pokemon on your fucking head, what would it be?
Blastoise.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I can see it. You're definitely not a
Yeah.
Charmander.
No,
No.
not at
You
all.
burn too easy in the fucking sun.
It's true. That's why I own hats now. I've never worn hats in my life. Never liked them. I own hats, these 2 hats now, because my head gets so cold.
Interesting. Huh. But you live in Florida. I'd be
But
more
it
worried
doesn't
about getting
matter.
like
My head gets cold.
so
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy
sorry.
I'm
It
gonna
grows
buy
back.
you
If I let it.
maybe. I'm gonna get you this wig, Cam.
Don't get me a wig.
I'm gonna get you a
Dude,
wig.
the good ones are really fucking expensive.
I'm not gonna get him a good one. I'm gonna
Give
get
me a
him.
Steven Seagal ponytail wig.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Okay, no, this is the wig I'm gonna buy you. Hold on, let me get my share screen out.
Get a Whitey Kotep Pro wig.
Yeah. Oops, that's the wrong thing.
But then I would look nothing like him.
I know. I know.
I'm gonna get you this wig and you have to wear it. But
I thought about getting a mullet at one point.
Oh my
It's
god.
gotta be the
You
blonde
would
one.
grow such a succulent mullet. You would be so good. Look at the detail.
Yes.
Girl.
It's handsome. Is what it is.
Yeah, I
handsome.
don't know what's going on with this mannequin, but it is
Why does that
freaking me
mannequin
out,
have
man.
lipstick and that jawline?
He looks like he talks to himself in the mirror about how much he would fuck himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a hot
definitely
piece of
Buffalo.
meat.
So you're
Buffalo
saying
Bill
it's
vibes.
perfect. You're saying it's perfect for me.
Yes. Because
What is this?
look at this one. Oh my god.
I do like the short brow. Oh, look at that. Hot man
at-
wig. Flaxen gold.
He's got a real Fabio vibe, like the front cover of a romance novel.
That's a
I'm gonna-
fucking MMO cutscene star. What are you talking about?
$23 for that wig. It's 10%
Oh,
off.
it's a deal. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
polyester.
it's something. Material, high temperature wire. That is definitely going to give you cancer if you wear it. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so many great ones. There's this
Oh,
whole world of male wigs out here for you, Cam.
dude. That one, the gray one, the one right above the one you just clicked on.
Okay, hold
Is
on, let
that
me
Bradley
go back.
Cooper?
That does look like Bradley Cooper.
They want you to feel like you're going to look like Bradley Cooper if you buy that wig.
I fucking love that wig. Does it come with the mustache?
Look at this man. Why are the male mannequins are so weird? No, it doesn't come with a mustache.
That's lame.
Yeah, it really should. I bet the comments are like, does it come with a mustache?
Oh my god.
Look at that
this
guy in the orange.
Why didn't we shop for wigs on Amazon the whole episode?
That looks like Milo. That
This one?
the mannequin head in that one with the old man.
Oh, the guy,
hair,
right.
the mannequin looks like Milo Yiannopoulos.
I wonder how his gay conversion therapy is going.
Wife's pregnant.
I'm sure that she
Yo,
is.
look at that one with the gold chain.
This one? Yes. This one does come with a mustache. Cam, which wig do you want? Do you want
Fuck,
this
I'm
one?
growing my hair out.
I want
Do
the
you want
Whitey
Time for a
Hotep
70s
wig.
disco party.
Or do you want this one?
Ooh, that's like Dave
That's-
Grohl or
that's
Anthony
like-
Kiedis, but on
Or
cocaine.
Carol Brady.
Yeah, that's definitely.
There's a
Michael
lot of
Brady.
complicated emotional issues that come along with these wigs. Like, why on earth
Look
would
at that
you choose?
Hassan Piker wig in the. Who? Fuck.
Which one are you talking about?
The one you just clicked on. The one
This
your eyes
one?
were immediate. Yeah, that one with Hassan Piker as on
What?
a starvation diet. Look at those duck lips. Oh, we're all going to hell and dying.
This is great audio content.
Why does this mannequin look so sad? Look how sad he looks. He looks really upset. He looks like he was just palpitated.
It's just palpitated. And it was not a pretty female.
I'm gonna buy you this Afro wig, Cam. I really think you need it. I think you need this one.
the dreaded Afro wig.
I want to know again why the mannequins look so upset.
Whoa! What?
Also, like the
Look at
wig
the eye
product.
makeup.
Yeah, the eyes are upsetting. They're really
Out
upsetting.
of this world.
But also the wig doesn't look anything like, okay, look at this gentleman. Look at this fine mocha gentleman and his fine hair. And then look at the product you get in the mail. Like,
It's a fucking clown show.
they collected that from the pubes of starving children in India. It's not real. It's
The
not.
pubes of starving children.
It's because there was no nutrition. There's like no calcium in that hair.
So I listened to this DJ who mixes like inspirational music, like Jordan Peterson remixes and shit, and his name's Akira the Dawn. And if you scroll back up, I saw his haircut.
Oh, did you? Hold on. Let me go back
Yeah,
up because
yeah.
I went to page 2.
Like that Hassan Piker one. It was right near that, and it was sort of like a mullet. It was really pale bleach mullet with dark underneath, and I think there was a mustache involved. But it's on the left-hand side of the page, a little bit lower, I think. Yep, right there. That's the one.
This one?
That dude. Nope. One more.
Oh,
left.
oh, one more left. Okay.
Yep.
You can see how confident he feels.
That one. That. No, that's not it.
No?
To the left.
You went to the
Oh.
right.
You went to the
I'm
right.
sorry.
It's your other
Look,
left.
I'm on like my
Think
4th
Joe
beer.
Exotic.
All the way on the left.
Oh,
Yeah, the Joe Exotic
Jesus
wig.
mercy.
So there's a DJ I listen to on the YouTubes, and that dude has that haircut right now in the world.
Look at this
Well-
wig's only
That's poison.
$12.59. It is less than $13 for this wig.
Wow.
Cam, which wig do you want? Because I know Amazon will deliver a package to your house in under a day. You're getting a wig, so you might as well choose.
I don't want to.
How do you want to look the
You
next
choose.
episode, buddy?
God, it's so creepy.
That's a great one. That's just not going to work. That's
They
not
had to
gonna
put
work for them.
sunglasses on him because his eyes are so upsetting. Look at the back.
They just didn't want to
Oh,
do all that
good.
makeup again.
God.
Wow.
I am feeling so many emotions
Well,
shopping for this wig for Cam.
all I'm saying is that this is quality audio content, and it's time to wrap up.
Look, if you're listening like audio to this episode at this point, that's your fault.
Yep. If you're listening to audio, you missed my junk earlier.
Yep.
Sorry.
Look, okay, audience, if you're listening and you have a specific male wig in the under $25 region that you want Cam to wear on the next episode, you let me know and I'm going to buy it for him and send it to him.
Her
Amazon will
DMs
deliver.
are open.
My
Slide
DMs
in with that Amazon link, kids.
Tell me if I should buy Cam this Gaston wig for him to wear on the next episode.
But before you go to Amazon, go to the Mad Ones, and at the top of the page, click their Amazon link, and that'll take you. And then you just do your shopping normally, and then they'll get a cut of that.
Okay,
Wait,
so
you guys
Space
not do
Lord's
that?
gonna. Oh, I don't think we do. No,
Damn it!
no,
Do
we
what?
don't do Amazon
Every other
Smile.
podcast in the world. Whoa,
Um,
Gaston!
This wig is rad. This is a really great wig.
Podcast like Gaston.
I forgot my freaking hot chips. I bought ghost pepper chips just so that I could torture myself on the stream, and I forgot
No,
about them.
Fights like Gaston podcast like Gaston.
You get the dreadlock wig.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got the Beast. Okay, so this is the Beast after he turns into a prince from Beauty and the Beast. We can do all of the male
Very
characters,
leonine.
right? you all look at this cascading locks of blonde hair. Cam,
That's actually kind of what my hair looks like when it's long. A little bit
really
darker. Yeah.
very
It's
interesting.
very wavy.
Very interesting.
Well, it used to
Look-
be, but now I could go as Reed Richards from the fucking Fantastic Four, so never mind.
Oh, I'm so excited about
Oh, matching bro wigs. Oh shit.
this. Black tanks and matching Gaston wigs. Okay, friends, we'll go.
Love you.
But I want you to let me know what wig you want me to send to Cam. It's got to be under $25 because my husband's not gonna let me spend more than that on a wig for Cam. So pick a wig. Let me know.
Anyway,
Make it
beyond
this one.
that, if you want to follow Whip on Twitter, there's a Jesus wig. You can follow Whip at
Jesus in a
Unwhipped
bomber
Spoon.
jacket.
If you'd like to follow Jessica on Twitter, that's at SoupCanarchist. I am still currently at Ham Carlos until Elon frees me up. If you'd like to help us pay for this show, you can go to patreon.com/themadamOnes and join us there. You get extra episodes or early episodes, Zoom parties, which I need to set one up for this month, and more. Like there's more of us. If you want a shirt, wearethemadamOnes.com/store. If you're listening, you can watch every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on YouTube and be a part of the comments. And we can bring your comments up. The sooner we get to 1,000, the sooner we can prioritize people's comments through the super chat function. So like and subscribe on YouTube. Beyond that, if you want to watch it and you don't like YouTube, you can go to Rockfin, and we're also on Odyssey. Very easy to find. I do need a Trump wig. If you want to listen, we're on all podcatchers or we are themadamOnes.com. I think that's all that I have. I told you what's coming up. Is that it? We good? We good to bash out of here?
Hey, if you're on Rockfin, you can tip these dudes on Rockfin as well. That's another way to give Cam money.
Money's good, man.
Money's good. Money keeps the lights on.
Money
God
keeps
bless.
the lights
Money
on and the
keeps-
children
Fucking
fed.
wig.
Keeps us in wigs.
I don't need that one, Jessica.
Fluffy,
I could just
bald
grow
head
that one out.
synthetic.
So
It's the material synthetic.
Dude, grow it out and then shave a tonsure.
This is the only not depressed looking mannequin face I've seen so far.
Worst
He looks
wig of the fucking
pensive.
bunch. He looks like a fucking bald ape. Look at that. It's like a Klingon.
So I love you, Whip. Thank you for stepping in for Binkley. Thank you for the
you guys.
conversation in the
God bless.
giggles, not the Googles. So other than that, the rest of you, you have a chance to be a light in the world, so go light it up.